Shannon, you know about this. Mason McCormick.
Yeah.
What do you think about this?
Well, I was not familiar with him. And then I seen a couple of people start talking about him. And then the Steelers had him in for an official visit. So I said, I better check. I mean, he's very versatile. South Dakota State. And, he's going to be another versatile offensive lineman who is immediately a really good depth option, right out of the gate. I think he makes the roster, no doubt. And, because he can back up anything on the interior.
So he'd be probably a good competition for Spencer Anderson. He has played 3,411 snaps in college football, according to PFF. He has played 3,375 of those at left guard. So he's pretty much it's 98%. His PFF grades were an 87.6 offensive, a 90.8 run blocking, 85.4 pass blocking. He's allowed 3 sacks in his college career. He was a 6-year starter, so the COVID year came into play. But he has 4 years where out of the 6 where he didn't allow a sack. He's only allowed 4 quarterback hits, 20 hurries, which is insane compared to some of the other guys. Really, maybe the only thing that's been marked down on him is he hasn't played in a top college, but on paper, he's a pretty good lineman.
The level of competition, is the only thing you're really concerned about. But, I mean, his RAS score was 9.7 or 9.8. I mean, he's very athletic.
Yeah, it's he's going to be. Look at that. It makes a lot of sense. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Mahogany went. If Mahogany didn't go, that's really, really interesting because for him to get drafted over there.
He said that McCormick, when they invited him in, one was speculating that he could be a sleeper center prospect. They didn't get one of the top 3 guys. So you can never have too many guys capable.
Totally. And particularly when you got Daniels off contract, which again, we're going to shout out Steeler Wade Show. We're out there as well. After finish our live stream, go check out Steeler Wade Show. He's got a great channel. But Steeler Wade talked about that about a week ago in the process about James Daniels coming off contract. And that's an interesting prospect for the Steelers. And Siamalu is not getting any younger. He's got 2 more years on the deal, but he's 31, I think, this year. So that'll be interesting there. Steve Tanner says McCormick is a good selection. Value is high. Yeah, definitely. You think about also the Steelers want McCormick there. They might not like any other interior offensive lineman for the next 4 or 5 rounds. So not 4 or 5, the next 2 or 3 rounds. So that's why it makes sense for them to go and get McCormick now. So you now got to look at your board. You're looking at best player available. You'll be looking at depth at different positions and where you can get guys. And then we said this going into the draft. We wanted the Steelers to stick to their board. So yeah, it's definitely an interesting situation in terms of the picks, but you can't knock that. The Steelers are building. We said this on the channel going into the draft. The theme for this year, just like last year, was trenchy, in the trenches, not trendy. And that's what the Steelers are doing. And this is why we're going to have a good run game again this year. We're going to have a better run game. We've got to. And Shannon, you talked about this the most all basically since January onwards, since the 2025 or 2024 season started, the off season, is Russell Wilson and Justin Fields were the most sacked quarterbacks last year in the NFL. They Steelers have to make sure they've got blokes ready to go, ready to step in if there's injuries, next man up, to make sure those guys get clean pockets so they can go throw the football and we don't derail and become a one-dimensional offense like we were last year. So,
if you're going to have Arthur Smith's offense and you're going to run a lot of play action, quarterbacks don't like to turn their back and carry through with the fake and then turn around and be hit in the mouth because you allow pressure right up the middle. The Steelers have not run much play action for years now because their offensive lines have been anemic. So they've really committed to building the foundations. We're just seeing it. Now, a defensive lineman, needs to be coming off the board soon. Or they could, try to sign somebody. But I'm impressed with their commitment to sticking to their goods and stick it to the board.
I think Yuli brought it up that McCormick tested really well in one of the combine drills. I just put in the comments as well, Yuli. I think that was the 3-cone. You just reminded me. I think it was the 3-cone. Ooh, that's good arm length for McCormick. There you go, Shannon. 33 and 7/8.
Yep. No, it's not bad. I mean, especially I think he's a guard, so that'll be really good.
Well, but I saw his PFF numbers are 6'5", 315. I think when they pulled him up, they had 6'4" 3/4 and 309 pounds. I think when they pulled up the prospect on the the little window that they put on the television. But JJ52 said McCormick replacing Daniels next year. Daniels off contract. Like that'd be a big rise up the board for McCormick.
Oh, the other big guy is a rabbit. Jack Rabbit. So my overall analysis is
he's a 4-time All-American too. Just FYI.
Yep. Yeah. What does that mean? Is that the best player at his position?
And they're in a smaller division. They're not FBS. They're the division down, but they've won like national championships. It's either them or North Dakota State that wins the national championship. But he made for you to be a college and you to be a 4-time All-American. That means you hit the ground running. I mean, literally, that means it's that means as a freshman, you came into college and you were better at that division than any other guy that was out there at that division as a freshman. Because 4 years running, 4-year running All-American. So yeah, he's a monster. He's a starter. I mean, literally, we got a starter sitting on the bench for him. He's a starter. They're just going to get him ready.
I said this earlier. He's allowed 3 sacks, none last year. He's out of his 6 years in college. There were 4 years he didn't allow any sacks. He's only allowed 4 quarterback hits the whole time. He's played 3,411 snaps. Like incredible. Like grades up there with everyone else. He's not even allowed 30 pressures. Like all the top linemen have pretty much allowed more than 30 pressures. This guy is insane.
He had the second highest reps at his division for bench press. He had the second highest reps. So that's telling you he's super strong. That's already telling you.
I think he smashed Yuli brought it up in the live chat before, but in one of the other drills he smashed at the combine. I think it was the 3-cone. I don't know though.
Yeah, it is. It is. He was top 5. He was top 5 3-cone across all divisions. He was top 5 3-cone. Yeah. For his size, I mean, come on, man. He's ready to ride.